Greener Scotland sponsors Too Good to Waste.
Like it or not, we've become a nation of wasters. From food to fuel, cash to clothes, power to precious time. These days, if we've got it, we waste it. 18 months ago, we challenged some famous Scots to change their wasteful ways.
Actually, Liz, I'm ashamed.
And taught them how to save money and time. But has it worked?
Before we start, I insist that Fred's got to wear high heels.
And can they pass on what they've learned to friends and family?
Make a good job of this, we'll maybe let you sit your test.
We're catching up with three of Scotland's favourite broadcasters. Stand-up comedian and radio host Fred MacAulay.
Coming up this morning, we're going to be talking about recycling. Yes, I know, I do it all the time with my jokes.
Loose woman Kaye Adams.
Oh, this is it! This is it! Oh.
And sports pundit Chick Young.
I am a busy man. I do get about the country. I am on the road. I just don't have time in my life, and that's the problem.
18 months ago, they were a trio of terrible wasters. Fred got a shock when we organised a home energy audit.
We looked at the lights and I was astonished at what it cost.
So that takes you to £450 a year just to keep the lights on outside.
Kaye also faced a few home truths when waste-busting expert Penny Poyser paid a house call.
I feel like a failure.
You're not a failure, you're a wonderful human being.
Since last year's, I've definitely been much more aware of energy and just how long lights are on, how long the computer's been sitting there.
And we challenged petrolhead Chick to get back on his bike. Push bike, that is.
This bike is not suffering from overuse. Yeah, I know. Spiders are made at home. I love that. And I keep vaguely fit, but I tell you what, when you're cycling, it's different muscles. And all that is a bonus as well as saving money.
But are they still wasters?
There were one or two areas where I thought, right, we can do something about that. I'll be honest, 18 months on we haven't, and it's just pure laziness on my behalf. I just can't be bothered doing it. I'm a lazy...
Whoa, Fred! Last time on Too Good to Waste, we taught Kaye how to grow her own.
There have been some small victories. I got a real kick out of clipping a few leaves of rocket for my salad. I really did enjoy that.
And with our help, Chick improved his driving technique.
We introduce you to a little thing that's called squeezing these, OK?
Sounds like a good night out. Fuel efficiency, it's a straight equation. You'll have more money in your pocket, absolutely. And I certainly have improved my driving skills.
Penny Poyser is the eco-queen of energy-efficient homes. 18 months ago, Penny gave Kaye a few pointers on how to save cash on her household bills. Penny's now back to challenge Kaye on the most transparent problem in her home, the windows.
Now, I seem to remember that you had a bit of an issue with your French windows out onto the garden.
Oh yeah, you can actually feel it, can't you? You can see it triple, dipple, raspberry ripple glazing, so it's really quite disappointing.
Where you can see daylight, that's heat loss. You're losing money. Now, this stuff is just draft proofing strip. You can buy it in different thicknesses from DIY stores depending on the gap that you're dealing with. So you literally just stick it on the frame and that's going to do a lot to reduce the heat loss.
Applying draft strips around leaky doors and windows in the average home could save up to £30 a year on heating bills. But look at all those single glazed windows. Quick, get the hairdryer.
So the idea of this is that this cling film is attached to the window frame and then you blow hot air at it and it stretches.
This isn't any old cling film, it's specialist heat reflective window foil.
Now the idea of that is that you're creating two layers, a bit like double glazing.
Right, OK.
So that's the impact. But what do you think about the look?
Well, it's hellish, isn't it?
Come on, Kaye, you haven't seen the finished look yet.
Do I want my lovely big window covered in cling film?
OK, shall we look at another solution?
Replacing single glazing with double glazing could save the average home £165 a year on heating bills. Or you could just shut her up. The windows, that is.
Do you know what? That's almost as if they were designed to do that, Kaye. And that would make an enormous difference. It's fit for purpose.
Older properties like Kaye and Fred's can be more expensive to heat, but there are practical solutions to reduce fuel bills of any large property. And they don't come much larger than Edinburgh Castle. Hurry, Fred, you've an appointment to keep.
I wish you could tell what my heartbeat was, because it must be about 180. Thank you very much. That was brilliant.
There's no time to stop for applause, Fred. You've a meeting with Ewan Hislop.
Ewan.
Hello, Fred. Nice to meet you. Welcome to Edinburgh Castle.
Ewan is in charge of making the castle more energy efficient. In the last year, over £100,000 has been saved from the castle's fuel bill. Ewan's showing Fred how they've done this.
So Ewan, we're here in the Great Hall, and we passed on the way in a fairly significant curtained off bit. I mean, is that something that you've put in place here?
That's quite a typical historical design. So when you open the front door, the cold air didn't come into the warm inhabited area where we're sitting now. Shutters and curtains, you can basically get 60 to 70% of the way towards double glazing.
Is
just
that right?
with that. You know, they look beautiful, but they're purely practical and functional.
Ewan has another insulation idea for Fred.
Well, Ewan, I wondered where you were bringing me, but we're right in the dungeons of the castle now, but there's some pretty impressive lagging up here. Tell me about that.
If you touch that, you'll find that you won't feel any heat from that at all. So all the energy is kept within the pipes.
And it can be done at home?
Absolutely. It's not rocket science.
Insulating pipes that are exposed within your home could save you around £15 a year. And what keeps those pipes piping hot? The boilers.
It's fairly domestic in scale, but it's a brand new boiler, highly energy efficient, and it replaces two previous large old-fashioned boilers which weren't energy efficient. But really the energy demands are relatively similar to a domestic house, lighting, heating, hot water.
And for an area like this and the energy consumption that you've got, how many houses would that equate to?
That's about the equivalent of 280 houses.
Right. And by making your efficiencies and your savings, how much do you think you've changed your bills?
It's over £100,000 a year.
I'm just trying to think, if there's 280 houses, £100,000, I think that's 350 quid a year. I could be wrong though.
Don't ask me.
That's almost half of the average household's annual fuel bill. Visit stv.tv/waste for more energy-saving tips.
I'm going to take some of the lessons I've learned away with me, and even though my house isn't the most economic and efficient, it's a lot better than the one that I put a shell through down there. That's got a huge draft.
Last series, Fred and Kaye went head-to-head in a simulator to see who could use the least fuel whilst driving.
Oh, he came out!
But how many of the techniques can they remember? We brought them to Stirling to find out. In our latest driving challenge, Chick has drained their tanks and placed 2 litres of petrol in each car. He's given Fred and Kaye directions to a nearby country estate, where they'll run out of fuel on a private road.
Let the better team win. Good luck to you.
Fred and Kaye aren't in the driver's seat this time. They'll be passing on the driving tips to their family, Kaye's mum, Kathy, and Fred's son, Ian.
Right. The important thing is to remember, as soon as it gets to 2,500 revs, shift it up a gear. Okay.
Keep revs below 2,000 in a diesel car and 2,500 in a petrol car to reduce fuel consumption.
So the whole thing is about trying to keep a steady speed and not be braking and accelerating, braking and accelerating.
Save yourself money at the fuel pump by decelerating rather than last-minute braking.
Oh. Oh gosh, Mum, you're shaming me. See, look, see your revs went away up there, you should have been up.
Moving quickly into as high a gear as possible will reduce the fuel you use.
This is good. Make a good job of this, we'll maybe let you sit your test.
See that braking? You've got to work on that, Mrs. Adams. I'm not braking. You are.
How far do you reckon we'll get?
I don't know, I think we're doing all right.
Fred, that's called tempting fate.
Stop. It's gone the wrong way.
Have we?
The producers confirm they've led Fred astray.
I think we're all aware we're going south instead of north, yeah?
Yes, unfortunately.
Oops. Back on track, both teams have made the 6 miles to a country park with a difference.
Kaye, it's Fred. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Are we in a safari park now?
No, Fred, we're in Tanzania.
I really didn't think we were that fuel efficient.
They're running on empty just as they enter the lion's den.
Steady.
You are now entering the lion reserve.
Right, well, we'll never see one going at this speed.
Maintaining a steady speed for as long as possible will reduce your fuel consumption by up to 10%.
Here we go then, this is an adventure.
His mum would wind the window up.
Wind the bloody window up, I'm trying to see.
You're supposed to be watching your revs, not the wildlife. Hang on, it's all gone quiet in the MacAulay car. I think Fred's about to concede defeat.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's us.
That's us out of petrol. I think we could have picked a better place to break down. Okay, it looks like you've won.
There you go. Like I say, you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Now we are a snack.
Don't fret, Fred. The park rangers are coming to your rescue. Still to come on Too Good to Waste. Kaye casts a spell in her local community garden.
This is like the magic beans. I'm expecting a beanstalk.
And Chick visits a chippy to fill up his tank. Hey?
Greener Scotland sponsors Too Good to Waste. Greener Scotland sponsors Too Good to Waste.
Welcome back to Too Good to Waste, the show that's all about the saving and not about the wasting. Tonight, 3 of Scotland's favourite broadcasters are finding new ways to save themselves time, energy and cash, and pass on their top tips.
I'm supposed to be passing on my wealth of experience.
18 months ago, Chick Young was a real waster of food.
This is disgusting. You're putting this in a bin. Why are you throwing all that away? That's money.
I was petrified of Rosemary, actually. She was a scary woman. I am a busy man. I do get about the country. I am on the road. I'd love to be able to cook. I just don't have the time to do it.
The average Scot spends roughly £1,000 on takeaway and ready meals each year. But there's no need for Chick to waste his cash. Award-winning chef and busy mum of 3, Karina Contini, will prove to Chick that healthy, homemade food can be quick, cheap and easy.
First of all, not only am I hopeless, I don't have time to make feasts for myself.
Using veg, fresh from her garden, Karina's going to show Chick 4 meals he can make in under 10 minutes.
Today we've picked some things from the garden and we've just turned them into dishes that really take no time at all. We've got a really simple salad with some boiled beetroot, goat's cheese, salad leaves from the garden, so no packaging, and sprinkled off with some lovely toasted almonds to give it that lovely flavour, and you're good to go. These are drop scones made with spinach, which you can grow really easily. We've got some lovely crowdie, that fabulous Scottish cheese, which is really low in fat. So we've got a wee bit of flour, eggs, and we've just mixed it all together.
Now this I do recognise because that's corned beef, and corned beef is my favourite.
Corned beef is a classic,
Brilliant.
and it's underrated, great value. Underneath there we've got some cheeky French toast, fast food in an instant.
And this is dish 4. What is it?
Tiny little beef burgers that we've shoved in the oven, 10 minutes to cook. But the salad, 5 minutes easy. Grated onion and some thyme, and celeriac, my new friend.
Chick is inspired to have a go himself and save time and money on real fast food.
The moral of this story is that even I, the world's worst chef, could rattle each one of these up, you claim.
I think you could.
Yes, Chick, even you. For £10, Karina's created 4 dishes all made in under 10 minutes, faster than a pizza delivery. Log on to stv.tv/waste for Karina's recipes. Last series, gardener Pete Jackson taught Kaye and her daughters how easy it was to grow their own.
That, with your Sunday roast, I am waiting for the phone call, Kaye. Will I get invited for lamb roast, homegrown?
No, you won't, because I'm vegetarian.
Now Kaye's keen to get her green fingers dirty at a local community garden. We've challenged her to pass on her knowledge and help them plant their first seeds.
I think if we manage to grow a crop, and the idea is to distribute it to the local neighbourhood, and I think if they start getting free food, then they might come in and start growing their own.
And have you got green fingers?
Not at all.
Well, Alan, this is your lucky day. Kaye's rising to the challenge to share her experience of growing veg and saving money.
I mean, this wee packet of broad beans is £2.49. I mean, obviously this is far more economical than buying it from the supermarket when you might waste it anyway.
Kaye's right. This packet of seeds will produce hundreds of beans for the community.
The great thing about this kind of garden is you just have a go. It is so easy, you really can't get it wrong. So just making that kind of trough there. Right, all we're going to do is pop them in. Yeah, go on, pop it in. Jolly good.
4 inches apart?
Yeah, 4 inches apart. We'll put one more in there, and then, there you go, just squeak it over.
And then you just wait and see what sprouts up.
I'm thinking this is like the magic beans. I'm expecting a beanstalk.
The average Scot spends around £100 a year on veg. Growing some yourself can take a bite out of your grocery bill. It's not laziness, but lack of time that stops Fred from fixing the problems around his home. Honest. Gadget guru Colin Kelly has come to show Fred that technology can win him back some of that time.
Colin, when I see a new bit of technology, I think, oh, that's a great thing, that'll save me a wee bit of money, must get something like that, and I never do anything about it. Can you help me out?
Yeah, well, all these little bits add up. This is a robotic vacuum cleaner. You can get away, get on with something else, and let this get on and it'll do all the vacuuming.
Very good.
The only thing it struggles with is stairs.
Right. Well, so do I, to be honest.
The robotic vacuum isn't the only gizmo Colin's brought with him.
What else you got for me, Colin?
Right, you're going to love this. See that lamp in the corner?
Yep.
If I just get my mobile phone, send this little message.
What's it going to do? Switch off.
Well, there is some initial investment in this. It's £130 to buy the unit.
The remote-controlled plug means switching off appliances, even when you're not at home, is easy and can save you money too.
£130 for the unit. Look, I can save myself 130 quid. Look at that. Another saving made.
OK, Fred, but you're going to love Colin's next gadget.
I've got this device installed to help you control your boiler, your hot water and your central heating, no matter where you go. I mean, any time you've got this boiler running when you don't need it, you're wasting money. While you're out and about, you can click the button and bring the hot water or the central heating on.
So I can turn the hot water on or off?
That's right, and it gives
if
you...
my missus is in the shower and I think she's been in too long, can I shut the hot water off?
You certainly can. You can shut it down and get her out there straight away.
With all those pennies saved, it's time for a wee treat.
The good thing is that we're sitting here, cup of tea, a cake, and I said I'd do the hoovering. So I'm halfway through it. My wife hasn't a clue what's going on.
And what about the lamp that we were controlling by text?
Yeah, maybe a bit pricey for the plug, but it was good fun. I mean, you could switch it off just now if you want.
OK, do you want me? I'll have a go, yeah.
Done.
Oh, Fred!
Nice one.
18 months ago, Chick was top of the class when it came to fuel-efficient driving.
What time's the school prize giving?
But careful driving isn't the only way to cut the cost of running his car. Chick's visiting Glasgow's East End to see what else he can do to keep pounds in his pockets and not pay at the pump.
Hello, how you doing, Chick? I'm Alex. Pleased to meet you.
Is it me? Is there a smell of chips about here?
No, there's a smell of chips about here.
Alex MacDonald of Apple Fuels is going to explain why there's a cheaper alternative to ordinary diesel.
Right, Alex, let's cut to the chase here. How do I turn my chips into fuel for my car?
What we do, Chick, is we take the vegetable oil, the used vegetable oil from the restaurant, OK? We bring it in here, we filter it out, we take the bits of chips out, the bits of pakora, we heat it up, we filter it, we put it into our processor, we add our chemicals to the processing tank, we wash and we polish it, and we end up with something that looks like that can get straight into your car.
So if I take that and put it in my diesel engine car, my car will go?
Absolutely.
There's only one way to find out, Chick. And he's collecting a friend for a second opinion.
Aye, so what's the smell of chips all about?
This is a car that runs on biodiesel, which is chip fat turned into the equivalent of diesel.
You just put it in a regular diesel car?
As long as it's diesel, not petrol, you don't need any work done.
Around 2% of new cars are not suitable for biodiesel, and using it may affect your warranty. Consult the car manufacturer for advice.
So how much cheaper is it?
Around 19-20 pence a litre cheaper than diesel, so that's obviously a huge advantage.
There are over a dozen biodiesel suppliers across Scotland, from Dumfriesshire to Shetland. Check out stv.tv/waste for more information.
So this is lunch, Fred. Doubles as a restaurant and a filling station for the car. In we go.
Nice one.
While the boys fuel up, they reflect on what they've learned.
So, was it my imagination, or did the biodiesel car actually start tugging in towards this place as we were driving past?
Yeah, I could actually have made you a very healthy salad that Karina taught me to make, but instead we'll just do this.
No need for that. I'm enjoying this, and we're doing some for the environment, providing more fuel for the car.
But in any case, have you found ways of saving time?
I have actually. We've got apps now. Aileen and I have got apps on our phones and our tablets, so we can control the central heating from remotely. Yep, my bills haven't come down because the energy companies have seen to that, but my consumption has.
The last time I saw you, I was setting you off on a voyage of discovery from Stirling Castle. How did that get on?
Well, we were second out of 2, but it wasn't my fault, wasn't Ian's fault. Bad directions.
Well, that was lovely, Fred.
Very nice. Thank you for lunch. Check, I'll leave that and they can maybe recycle it.
Aye, we'll get the chip oil later and take it up the road.
Good chat, though. Good chat.
I'm driving, so I won't have a cognac. Thanks for offering. Yeah,
Any chance of a lift back up the road?
No problem. In fact, we'll car share. Come on, let's go.
Next time on Too Good to Waste, Shireen Nanjani discovers a new approach to saving money.
And I think the best way to do it with a glass of wine.
And Julie Hannah gets a shock when she finds out why her heating bills are so high.
OK, so I'm basically heating my back garden.
You're heating the back garden, next door's back garden, the garage, all the little beasties and creepy crawlies, they're all getting heat off you as well.
Greener Scotland sponsors Too Good to Waste.